There we go. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Catfish Weekly, along with Josh and his mighty two fishing rods. I'm Chad.
Dad, you did your fishing this morning, and I'm doing mine this afternoon. So,
I'm going to call what I did scouting because we didn't really do anything.
I mean, I ain't had a bite yet, so
That's the way it was almost all day today. But we'll turn it over.
there we go.
There we go. But yeah, we went out, decided to go out this morning. Me and my buddies. There was a couple other buddies, and went out there, and I don't know what has happened. It was worse than normal, we'll say.
Oh,
Yeah, the bite. I mean, literally, the bite was non-existent today.
I think the spawn is on. I mean, we're coming into June anyway, but I think that we have. I don't think they got the message that they're supposed to wait till June to do that. So,
Well, we were talking about that today. The Licking River was only about 61 degrees. The
really,
Ohio's about 64 and a half. But those
that's
fish
much
are,
lower than what I would have expected. But
me too. But those fish are nowhere to be found.
um,
But is what it is. What we got here? We got member Brian B. Catfishing, member Danny Stone Outdoors, Jose 803 Pan Fisherman,
panfish man, that's a
Panfish
new
Man.
one. Welcome,
Yeah.
Jose.
We got Brewer Boys Outdoors, Mark Barnum, Paul Edwin, member for 49 months, says bullheads are great bait, Mr.
Yes,
Catfishing
they
Guy.
are. That's why I'm out here after them tonight.
We got Benoit Fishing Outdoors, V. Smith, Nebraska Wildcats, Speeder of the Cedar, Northern View Outdoors, P&B Catfishing, Catch Fish with Us. Oh, what do you mean there, Lisa? Wait, Chad has buddies. Wow. Thanks, pal. She just wanted her name on screen. There's Parker Pursuits. Marcus checks his phone for fishing invite from Chad. Yeah, it's out of your zip code. You ain't coming all the way down here.
No, we all know that.
But I think you are in the right state of mind. Right now is probably getting ready to end up being stock up on your bait time of year, which is what I consider bullhead.
That's the thing. When they're, okay, the blue cat bite's slow. Hopefully, the bullhead bite's not going to be. And this is my first trip out here this year to the little lake that I always used to catch my bullheads. So I don't know if it's even gonna do anything for me, but we'll see what it does.
So you said that's the normal lake that you go. What's your go to on catching? What's your best thoughts on like how to catch them, what the bait to use, set up?
Tell you what, let me grab my tablet real quick, and we'll go around here and drop there. All right, so I'm not going to be able to. Let me get. So I'm going to go through what I use when I'm fishing for bullheads. And now I'm going to use a standard old Carolina rig. And I'm just going to downsize everything. So I've got a little 1/2 ounce egg sinker here. 3/8. I would have preferred a 3/8, but they didn't have them today. I've got a Eagle Claw laser sharp rotating. It's basically an Aberdeen hook.
Okay.
It's a number 7 Eagle Claw barrel swivel. This is all. I mean, you're like $5 at Walmart here for all this. I got me some Zebco Omniflex 8-pound mono. That's going to be my leader line. These are almost a must-have when you're messing with bullheads. That's one of those hook degorgers. Bullheads will swallow the hook almost 90% of the time. Even if you switch to small circle hooks, they'll do that. Got me a little pair of hemostats for the same reason. Bait, nothing better than good old-fashioned night crawlers for bullheads. I've tried all kinds of other stuff. Night crawlers have always done me well. And then I got my bucket and my bubble box with me tonight. That way we can, if we do get one, we can keep it alive in the bait tank here. Panfish rods, just what I would use if I was bluegilling or crappie fishing. So it's this one's a Lose Laser Speed Stick. I think it's that's a medium light rod. And then this one is a light action, or it used to be a light action Denali. It got the tip broken on it one day, and so it's probably closer to a medium light now. Get my thing back hung up here, but you can bullheads are easy. Bullheads, you go to Walmart, and I went to Walmart before I got going here tonight, just to price it out, and I bought worms and line and a couple things to drink and all kinds of stuff. And I got change back from a $20 bill. So
Yeah,
anytime you can go to Walmart and get change from a $20 bill, I consider that a win. So
I would agree with you. Hell, anytime I can go into Walmart and leave with less than $100 bill spent. I'm pretty excited.
that's usually how it goes for me. So
Mm.
water's out here. This is a little bitty city lake. It's not very deep. The back part of the cove where I'm in is a hard pan bottom. You do have some rock down there, not enough to really give you any trouble. And it's you've got vegetation all around the edges down here. We're just kind of at the back of a little cove.
Okay.
And this has been a good spot for me. I really like this spot because I can just pull off the road and back the truck in, and I'm right here ready to fish. So, I mean, that's part of the allure to this spot is I don't have to walk at all. I can just back up, park the truck. We're good to go. I mean, I've got the rod holders shoved down in the stake pocket holes on the truck. So
I saw that.
that's how close I am to the water. And but bullhead's a little bit different. They're not gonna typically the ones that I'm after tonight. So I'm after little, 6 to 8 inch bullheads. They're not going to take and bend the rod down like a channel cat would and take off running. You really got to be a rod tip watcher. You got to watch those and watch for that little twitch. And once they start messing with it, get that rod in your hand and just kind of reel up the slack. And when you feel them messing around with it down there, just kind of give it a light pull on the rod and set that hook. Because if you don't, 100% they will swallow that hook every time. So
I've been looking around here for some places to catch some bullhead, but
we used to, if you have a farm pond, almost every farm pond around here gets them, whether they want them or not. Let me just a second here. I'm having charging issues.
I'm hoping one of these days I'm gonna find some of these farmers that I live out by here, make me some new friends, and see if I can't try out some of their ponds.
That's hard to do anymore. Used to, it was easy. And then people came in and they'd ask permission or they wouldn't ask permission. And that was the big part of it. But the ones that did, they'd go there and they'd leave all their garbage laying around for the farmer to pick up, or they'd bring all their buddies, and then their buddies would bring buddies. And you gotta, if you're fishing somebody else's land, you're fishing somebody's private water.
Brian B, you're such a dork.
Oh my God, Brian. No, I have to drive like 5 or 6 miles to get out here. So I don't have that Brian B money.
Right. Oh, man, I'm hurting today. But
So,
no, I don't know of a lot of the public places around here that have them. There's one lake that is, I think, more over by J Puppy that somebody said has them in it, but I ain't fished there in 20 years.
I had been going after them. There's a lake down a little way south of here, and it's a bit of a drive. It's a 45-minute drive to get down there to it, and it's supposed to be full of them. I've never caught one out of it. I've seen them caught, but I've never got one.
Hmm.
I couldn't keep the little yellow bass and white bass off my bait, and then I was talking. Oh yeah, I was talking to a coworker of mine one day. As it's been a couple years now, and he told me that he'd been fishing out here. And he's like, I'm not catching any channel cats. He goes, all I'm catching is bullheads. And I mean, my ears perked up because that's what I was after.
Yeah.
So we ended up going and getting that done in a second. Yeah.
Hey, Ray Smith, member for 48 months. Good to see you, buddy. We got Miss Telly from Hooks and Hammocks came in. We got Minnow Dunkers. I've seen the Benoit ladies. Guerrero Bagre. Who else did I miss? Real quick. We got our buddy Bugman22. Did you get to go fishing this afternoon like you was
Hey,
talking
buddy.
about? Let's see nobody. Oh, Lance McCoo guy. Made it in.
Somebody's out.
QC Brian, what's going on, man? Yeah, I got to start trying out these other little lakes and just do some regular. I think I need to get away from trying to just go catfishing all the freaking time and go do some other fishing or something. Because
These are fun. These are fun. I mean, they're hook swallowers. I mean, I know I just I'm like a broken record on that, but they are. But they're fun to catch, and I've stuck my hand and stuck my fingers down big old catfish. Grabbed them by the lip. You do that to a bullhead, he gonna bite you. And for whatever reason, those little cats have some power in their jaws.
I had to yell at my child. Hopefully, you guys can't hear that music blaring from her bedroom.
Well, we get that at home too. So, Gary Hager says have tons of bullhead around there. They make excellent flathead bait, and I'm almost of the persuasion that yes, they eat. Yes, they eat them because they're nutritious. Yes, they eat them because they give them calories, which is what they're looking for. But I think sometimes they'll eat a bullhead just because they hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Bullhead's aggravating. B. Smith, bullhead was my very first catfish I caught about 18 or 19 years old, and that's what started my catfishing obsession. We used to camp about once a year in the summertime whenever I was in grade school, and we'd go out and we just use worms or whatever else and tight line there while we were camping. And it never failed. I think we caught more bullheads than we ever caught channels. Watching, I've got line movement, but I had the wind going too, so I think I might have. If we don't get something at 7:17 now, that little yellow rod, the one on the right hand side of the screen, is it's been out the longest, and I threw it way out there. So if we don't get a bite on that in a minute, we'll we'll bring it in and throw it up shallow. See if maybe they haven't moved up here shallow on us. So
Sounds awesome. And it's 8:17 in God's time.
no, it's I'm looking right at it. It says 7:18 right there.
Mm.
I need Lyle here. I need Lyle here to back me up, but he's not with us tonight. So
Nope, we grounded him. Told him he wasn't allowed to be on.
yeah, he can't play in the reindeer games.
That's right.
Flathead and blues, a hammer bullhead. That's the truth. And
Yeah.
bullheads are hardy. So you put live bluegill on, and he'll swim around. Hey, I'll put live bluegills out sometimes, and they'll just lay there. They don't do nothing. They're alive. They're just down there hanging out, not doing anything. You put a bullhead down there, put him out live, and just watch your rod tip, and he'll constantly be moving, doing something.
Oh yeah.
They're like my children. Bullheads cannot sit still for any length of time. It's not in their vocabulary. They can't sit still. So
I keep saying that I'm gonna try live bait more, but I haven't really done a whole lot of it. But
set up like a bait. Chris, yep. Give me just a minute. And I'm going to bring that rod in, and we'll go over the setup. Basically, it's a size down Carolina rig. I'm using a 1/2 ounce egg sinker. That's because Walmart didn't have a 3/8 today. I would have preferred a 3/8. Number 7 swivel and a number 4 eagle claw rotating Aberdeen hook, one of those little red hooks. Just a bluegill hook. Longer shank on those, just because they are going to swallow the hook. So if you get that longer shank, it usually gives you something you can grab a hold of with your pliers or your hemostats. And bait for bullheads, I've always had the best luck with. Always just had the best luck with just regular old night crawlers. Cut it down. I'll cut a piece of night crawler, maybe 3/4 an inch to an inch long, and snake it on that hook. And Jerry Hager have less trouble with swallowing hooks by using octopus. I have used some really small circle hooks. It's what I used to use all the time on them, and they always seem to, no matter what with me, they always seem to end up swallowing the hook. But Chad has a bullhead. I thought he said Chad is a bullhead for a second.
it's not very nice, Bobcat.
No, that's not nice at all.
I say such great things about him, and he comes in here like a bullhead and a China cat.
I just, if I can catch one fish tonight, I don't know. Wait, no, Bobcat was in a boat, so we can't. He's got that curse of the boat for Top Cat this year. So, 3 river cats. I'll have to check that out.
So maybe not even just for Josh, but what besides Nightcrawler, what's good bait for bullheads?
I'm gonna get up
a little piece of chicken liver or what? What's everybody using to catch bullheads? Yeah, I didn't want to say nothing, Bobcat, but I think technically even Jody outperformed you because I'm pretty sure she at least hooked James that night. Jerry Hager says night crawlers.
Hey, Chad, can you switch those screens for just a moment, and I'll show that.
Yep.
Show that rig off. We've got like I said, a 1/2 ounce egg sinker, number 7 swivel. We've got the little rotating hook. I brought it up, had some moss on the hook there. And just a little old piece of night crawler. Simple rig. We'll get this put back out. We're going to get this put back out shallow.
Let's see. Jerry says chicken liver, small chunks of cut bait, and worms. Huh. Minnow Dunker says he catches a bunch of bullheads ice fishing while pan fishing with waxies. Nate says bullheads bite anything there. Mark Barnum says you can't catch them on worm, better go home. Well, the reason I was asking too, I mean, I guess bluegill will, I know, eat chicken livers, little pieces of chicken liver and stuff too. But I wonder about keeping them bluegill off your bait. QC Brian said bullhead will hit almost anything. Caught a bunch on corn once trying for small carp. Huh. We're still looking for one right now, Bobcat.
All right, I went ahead and reset both of them. There we go. I
Okay,
went
now
ahead and reset.
Okay.
Went ahead and reset both. I've got one really up close to shore, and then one, I don't know, he's probably 30 feet off the shore there. I'm fishing the back side of the lake. I'm back on the levee side of the lake here anyway. So
What's up, retired Rick?
Parker says catching pretty rarely a cast net. Absolutely a pain in the rear removing them from the net. Yes, absolutely. I had that happen with little like fiddler. I don't even know if you want to call them fiddler. 4-inch channel cat one day.
Oh,
We saw a big bait ball. We thought it was shad. We threw on top of it, brought it in, and it was nothing but those tiny little channel cats. And it's it was a pain in the neck getting them out of the net.
yeah.
I hate
Anything. I was gonna say any catfish up to even a few pounds is a pain in the butt. But them little ones, them barbs are horrible.
I hate to say it, but I got the side cuts out. There's a lot of them that went back in swimming, but they went back in without those pectoral spines, so they probably became food for something bigger later on that day.
Benoit's use beef liver.
I've never tried beef liver for fishing. I've also never tried eating it.
I used beef liver years ago. I caught some pretty decent catfish back in late '90s, early 2000s. Back when I used to use it, before I finally learned how to fish with real bait and stopped using the chicken and
The shrimp and all that
livers
stuff.
and yeah.
Yeah, we tried all that, and then I learned to throw a cast net, and
Yeah.
it was all downhill from there. You know, it's okay. Hey, we'll go out and catch some shad, and they'll always eat a shad.
Yep.
Bumping for bullheads. That'd be a new one.
That'd be.
Telly, I agree. The only if I'm gonna eat liver, it's got to be a fried chicken liver, and that's the extent of my liver eat. So
Mm-mm.
I like me some fried chicken livers.
Had fried chicken for dinner last night.
I had chicken on the smoker last night. I was in the mood for chicken legs, so I went and bought a whole package of chicken legs and put them on the smoke or tried out a bunch of different seasonings as I was like, well, let's just see how each one of these does. Some were good, some were not so good, but I really like the Kinder's seasonings. We've had good luck with them, but we bought one called Whiskey Apple. It didn't taste bad, but I don't really want to be holding a chicken leg and eating it and tasting like it tasted like a green apple Jolly Rancher, and I was like, it's a bit much for me. So
Yeah, that don't sound good.
Dave Funk said they love shrimp at Delaware Reservoir here in Central Ohio.
There's member Carolina Catfish. He says liver on the grill. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not a big liver fan.
Never tried that. Parker says deer liver and onions, pretty tasty. I'll take the onions. Hopefully we get one, just one, at least one.
That's our goal.
That's
If
that's
not, if not, you're going to ruin
the
the
bank.
legend of the bank fisherman.
The bank fishermen are going to string me up, but
Yeah, Danny and Parker are eyeballing you right now. Like, has he learned nothing?
no, like no, we can't be having that. I don't know. We had a pretty decent cold front come through yesterday too. It's been from the other day it was in the mid 80s, and today it struggled to break 70s. So
That was our high today. It was 70. It was mid 60s yesterday. It was kind of chilly all day yesterday.
it was kind of cool. It rained off and on yesterday, and it was a good day to stay at the house and work on stuff. But that's what I did. Other than I went to Harbor Freight had a 20% off coupon weekend, and they don't do that very often anymore. So I went and took advantage of that. Got me a new fishing and stuff toolbox coming in. So I got the Keith Signature Series toolbox.
Minnow Dunker said Disabled Veterans of America event at Sandusky Bay June 7th. Hope to see some of y'all up there. Dave Funk says you have an hour and 31 minutes left, Josh.
No, we ain't doing that tonight. You will get me strung up. I had planned on after the show going live on my channel for a bit, doing a Bullheads and BS session. I haven't done one of those in a while, and then Christina reminded me that she's working midnight shift tonight. So once the show's over tonight, I've got to hurry home because she's going to want to try to get a little bit of a nap in before she's got to go into work. So
can't blame her there.
Danny said should have had him come up. I could catch 100 of them in an hour. Danny, you should, buddy. I tried to watch Danny's live earlier today, and it kept buffering. It was acting all kinds of weird. So I don't know if he ever got it fixed or not.
Seen that I didn't get a notification he went live.
Tell us all you're not subscribed without telling us.
Oh no, I'm live. I seen he had a minute and
that was the one
an 18-second fishing for the fallen. It was 18-second video, but that was it.
Yeah, that was the one that I was trying to. It said he was live, and it never did go.
Gotcha.
Parker says a couple days ago when catching bait, we seen bullheads and some submerged cinder blocks. Spawning pond is super shallow, so warmer temps in the pond. Oh yeah, that'd be one. And I haven't Googled this, but I wonder what temperature they would spawn at if they're like other cats and they're going to do it at around that 70-degree mark, or if they're before or after that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Brian B. So let's get the non-talkers talking. Catfish hat for a giveaway. We haven't done a giveaway in a while. And email Brian B. the winner.
All right.
Carolina Catfish, we kicked Lyle out for the week.
I'm tired of him.
Told him he's not allowed to play in the reindeer games. And Chad, can you get the giveaway tool all straightened out?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it, my friend. And there we go for Mr. Brian.
There we are.
Brian said a catfish hat giveaway. So you want a catfish hat? Put that there in there, and we'll do a spin-a-rooney here in a little while.
QC Brian got a question there. Let's see what we got there. So, question for anyone really: what's the better app for locating waters, including depths and depths and such? It took me a second. Uh, Navionics app used to be really good. I haven't run it in a while. I don't
I
know if
still
it's
run it.
still. I still run the Navionics maps on my graphs. I still like those, but uh, trying to think of Fishity still works. I checked it the other day. It's still working, and they used to have a real good app, and you could post pictures to it and follow people, and they mark you can mark catches and all kinds of stuff. Fishity's a good little app, and
I don't think I've ever seen that one before. Never used it anyway.
yeah, that one I used to use it all the time, and then they kind of raised they raised their price up for their premium, and if you were fishing new waters all the time, it's probably worth it. But if you're fishing the same home waters on a regular basis, I don't know that it was worth the price increase. Navionics $50 a year for the
You
for the for the
can
app.
keep that membership.
Yeah, I wouldn't have that membership if you give it to me. But
I wouldn't even resell it. But I was very disappointed on the Navionics price increase that they did, and I fought it for quite a while. But
mhm.
I ended up finally giving in and buying the yearly subscription to that one.
I had to buy one year before last whenever we went to Wheeler. Uh, I got down there and I thought I already had Wheeler in my charts, and it wasn't. Or I
Hmm.
had redone my charts. Actually, I think I redid them when we were at uh, Lake of the Ozarks, and like I redid them when we were at Lake of the Ozarks, and they. Uh, but we got down there on Wheeler, didn't have a clue where we were at or anything else, and like, we're gonna have to resubscribe. But those cabins we were in was uh, they had gigabit fiber for internet, which was kind of impressive. So it didn't take me no time to update the Navionics card.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 922, Bobby. Let's see. Been listening, building shelves. Bullhead spawn 70 to 72. Thank you, sir. I wasn't sure on that. I kind of figured that they were probably in that range, but wasn't 100%. Guys, don't forget hashtag catfish. Get you entered to win a catfish hat, courtesy of channel member Brian B. Catfishing.
Yep.
And
Enter
we're
it
going
as
to
you see. We got 60 watching, only 27 entries.
be.
Hashtag catfish.
It's going to be it's pretty good, decent odds there.
Oh, white.
I got my
Oh,
catfish shirt. I got my old school catfish shirt on.
I don't know why when you share and you go and you stop sharing, it goes back to a different
It,
screen setup
it,
than you had it.
it always goes back to that default one. I
Right,
have not figured
right
out
there.
why it does that.
Good thing
So,
we pay so damn much for it.
oh yeah, right. Everything's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of keeping an eye on the rod tips. Like I said earlier, it's with bull with bullheads. It's all about watching that rod. And I think I might have one that might be moving a little bit. But light action rods. Sangamon angler. Just about every shallow and low oxygen body of water around me is full of bullhead and green sunfish. So that's where to go. It's those are two go-to baits for flatheads, and that's bullheads are fun to catch, panfish are fun to catch, and they make good bait. And so I've got the bluegills in the tank. I want some bullheads in there because a good mix of those two fish, and they tend to aggravate one another and keep each other moving a lot in the bait tank. So Parker, Grandpa used to take me bullhead fishing when I was a kid. He would find shallow water in his boat, would do donuts to get the bottom churned up. Bullheads would flock to it. That's not a bad idea.
Huh.
I've always wondered about chumming for those. Get you get your piece of PVC and drill a bunch of holes in it and stuff it full of dry dog food or a can of Alpo or something like that. Sink it, but put a line on a float or something. That way you get it back. I'm not saying pollute the water,
Okay.
but we can do a T-shirt or a hat. Everyone don't wear hats.
Cool people do.
Men Without Hats. I think there was a band called that.
Mm-hmm. I think Brian Beebe was a member of that after he left the Village People. There's the Mean Gene Squad.
I can see Brian. I can see Brian rocking the safety dance.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Come on, little fishies. Come on, little.
922 earlier this year caught a 2-pound bullhead on my lake on an 8-aught crimson red hook. Was bigger than his head. Wow. I caught a good sized one when we were up at the last time we were up at Mendota.
Yeah. You can cast now, Gene.
You can go ahead and cast out. Yep, absolutely. Somebody needs to be catching something tonight because evidently it's not looking good for the home team here. We got 20 minutes left.
Well, we got 31 entries right now. We're gonna give it maybe 6 more minutes per Brian. He'll give either a catfish shirt or hat, so that's pretty cool of him. So we'll give it about 5.5 minutes left. Come on, fishy. Come on, fishies.
Parker, any farm pond that has cattle using pond with bullheads or channel cats, when cattle are in the water, fish will be right next to it. I do not want to snag a cow. Bob, we're kindred spirits tonight, brother. There is that extra little bit of pressure that goes with fishing live. You just have to be willing to sit back and go, you know what, no matter what, this fish gonna show up or he's not. So there's nothing I could do to make him bite. So
I heard if you do some dances and stuff, it could happen.
well, that's just not going to be happening. So
what's that? Not the ditty. I know you like to do the ditty, but what's the other one? Brian, what's it called? You know what I'm talking about. Gritty. The gritty, right? Is that it?
Your guess good as mine.
Brian, what's it called?
Brian, I know.
The Grundy? I don't know.
Benoit Fishing Outdoors. Bullheads love dog food. Grew a 5-pound bullhead in a tank for 4 years. Wanted to study his behavior. That's a good idea. You could pet our pet fish and hand feed him. Oh, that's awesome.
A 5-pound bullhead. Wow.
That would be almost a state record around here.
Why is Brian not answering me?
He's hiding.
That's the best the rod tips have looked yet. There you go.
Yeah, it seemed. Yeah, I've got good signal here. I just don't know why that one doesn't. It likes to pixelate out.
I think it's the water in the background makes it hard for camera to.
I think it does.
Always pixelate right.
I think it's trying to focus on stuff, and then that water's moving. Buck Williams said, please hit that like button. Absolutely. It's free. It helps the YouTube algorithm. It gets us in front of people who may not have ever seen us before.
Yeah. And I ensure everybody that Josh is trying his hardest to outfish Bob.
That might be how we have to do it there. So Staying in a dog days in, Niles. Wow. Brian said one vacation to White Bear Lake, Minnesota. Big bullheads taking out our 10-inch suckers for pike. Wow.
Diesel beats.
They don't get that big in here. If they do, I haven't caught one very big.
I was say around here, the ones we used to catch were maybe 5-6 inches. When we went up there, we got those ones up there at Mendota. I was like, holy cow, they're pound and a half, 2 pound.
Oh yeah,
Boy, I hadn't really ever seen them that big.
922. So he made the mistake of putting the bullhead about 3 inches long in Dad's guppy tank. I was ungrounded about 6 months later.
Hey, Reagan.
It was crazy. We had last year when I had the bait tank going, and I put the bullheads in, and I had this little tiny, about a 3-inch long, 2 or 3 inch long bluegill that Danny Stone had caught somehow, and it was still alive when he and I had got done fishing. So I threw it in the bait tank, and I'm thinking when I threw those bullheads in, I'm like, they're going to tear up that little bitty bluegill. They left it alone and found the biggest bluegill in the tank, and I got up the next morning and only like the head down to the gills of that fish was left. They'd ate the rest of that giant bluegill.
Really? Hey, Christina.
Is Christina? She's not sleeping yet, I guess. Probably the kids not letting her.
Mm-mm. Brian B said, teach me how to Dougie. And I was lost. I ain't reading the rest of that because it's a lie.
I advanced to teaching. Oh, that's not very nice.
I don't know why Brian treats me so bad. All right, we're going to get ready to roll this in 1 minute.
I'm gonna move these baits on there.
All right, you get them moved, and I'm going to get ready to spin this right round. All right, we got 8:45. You got until I switch the screen here, and then I'm going to spin it. We got 35 entries, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Who will win the catfish something? Sangamon Angler. Sangamon Angler. Congratulations. We'll switch that back. Oh no! I can't do the Dougie. No, not in Kentucky. Sangamon, we're gonna have to figure out how do you get a hold of one of us here. Tell you what. Well, if I can type.
Tell Brian put his email address.
Yeah, Brian, what's your email address? Hold on, I can get that. And everybody can email Brian. Sangamon, you still here? You still here, Sangamon?
There we go. All right, we repositioned all the rods now. So
make sure I spell this right. Sangamon Angler.
we got one barely off.
Just send me an email, and then I'll with all your email.com. Just send me your name and address and what if you want a catfish hat or shirt, and if you want a shirt, what size, and I'll forward that over to Mr. Brian with you in copy, so you have it. I just put that in there for you. I was going to just put Brian's email in there, but I seen that Matt from Wanna Be Outdoors, and he'll he'll be trying to send God knows what to Brian. So
You never. Brian needs it sometimes, though.
that is true. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
go back to work tomorrow.
Neither do I, so I'm not. I'm off tomorrow for the holidays. So,
You lucky jerk.
yeah.
It was really nice. I got I took today off. We don't work the holidays of my job, so but I got to make D work. Not only did she
Oh,
get the
no.
double time and a half, but I made her work overtime too.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, Matt's definitely some kind of
Matt,
weird stalker.
yeah, I can see Matt doing that. Yeah.
Good night, Miss Telly.
Night, Telly. I think it's warmer now than it was all day long.
It got pretty. It started out really cold here. I had sweatpants and a jacket on this morning, and then around noon, I'd already taken my jacket off, but I finally took the sweatpants off, and then I started getting burnt.
Hmm. That's what you get for running around naked on the boat.
Hey, kept people away from my fishing spot. East Tennessee Whiskers. Good evening.
Oh, we had to. That's noise. Me and Christina and the kids went on an adventure today. We got the big old utility trailer out and went uh, up to West Frankfort, Illinois, and picked up a frame machine for doing body work. And, got a heck of a deal on it. I paid $300 for it. I think it would scrap out for more than that just by how much it weighs. And so I'm gonna try my hand at trying to get that old white Tundra back on the road. So, oh, hmm.
I got your email. And Brian and Sangamon, I have forwarded that off.
Parker,
What the heck, Parker?
that's awful.
Yeah, I mean, here I am, trying to get healthier, and I'm losing weight, and he's got to call me the Stay Puff Marshmallow Man.
That's not fair.
That's not very nice, is it?
Minna Dunkers, we'll be in Gatlinburg for a week, 9th of June. Going to treat me and the wife to a striper guide trip on Cherokee Lake. That's awesome.
That'd be pretty cool. We're going somewhere, maybe the weekend after the 9th. So the end of that week, my daughter's birthday is the June 10th. So we're going to take her somewhere for the birthday. Do a little getaway.
And John's birthday's coming up. I'm going to have to make a trip to Wren Lake or somewhere to get some eater cats. We always
Oh,
do a
yeah.
fish fry for his birthday. His birthday June 25th, which is national or international. I don't remember. It's Catfish Day.
Oh, look at this. Not only am I big and hefty, but now he's saying I'm too white too.
You never know. You never know, Parker.
Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. I
Really
agree,
though,
Christina.
yeah, we got to get that thumbs up going.
I've noticed that not on just on Catfish Weekly, but all channels. For some reason, the thumbs up has become a very, very hard task to do for everybody.
It is. Yep.
We do appreciate y'all being here, and like Josh said, it really does help try to grow different things. So if you
Oh,
could take the
Matt,
moment to do it,
that's.
it'd be great.
I don't know, Matt. That's kind of cool because piebalgs are pretty special. So
They are. They're like 1 in a million.
yeah.
Bobcat's so sweet, he hit it twice. Sure.
Hey, River Rat, what you doing, buddy?
Chris, gingers are not white. Haven't you seen the video? That's right.
And I don't know. Some of them are out there. They call those gingers daywalkers.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Cartman did a whole thing on. Yeah, I got everything.
Brian B knows what we're talking about. What up, bro?
Looks like I got everything I needed tonight for Bullhead except the fish itself. So
It
it
happens,
might
my
surprise
friend.
me. I might get something at the.
Did we have a video or anything tonight?
We do not. I was run all day long. So we'll have an extra long bracket board next week. Kind of like last week's was like 5 minutes long. We'll have a long
Yeah.
bracket board next week because I do have some in my inbox that people have sent me. So I haven't forgotten you, but I didn't touch the computer today. So other than to set up the stream.
Me neither, other than to log in
Yeah.
to do this. Come on, fish. We got like 10 minutes.
Come on, let's do it.
And then Josh has to get home so he don't get beat to death.
I know, right? I think it's going to rain on us tomorrow. Not like we haven't had enough of that past month.
Really. Hey, we can complain about it, but this is the first time in a very, very long time we've not only seen a real winter plus a real spring.
Oh, that's true. And
We
with
don't get that much anymore.
all the spring weather to go with it, it's been an active storm season. So
We
there's
got
the
rid of
entertainment.
Lyle.
There's a lot. Yeah, we kicked him out. We voted him off the island. Basically, does your little fish don't matter. What the heck are you talking about, Brian?
Because we don't have a video this week.
Oh, okay. I was like, what in the world?
Brian thinks he's funny. Ha ha ha. Come on.
I hear a helicopter.
Really?
Now I don't hear a helicopter, so it makes me wonder what happened to it.
As long as you don't hear a hella splasher, you're good.
Oh, if I hear a big boom here in a minute, we'll know that it went bad.
Appreciate you, Greg Burgess. Greg said that's the first thing he does before making comments is hit that thumbs up.
There we go. It's hard to remember to do that on the live, just because you have to close out the chat to be able to get to the. You have to close out the chat to be able to get to the thing and go back to it. But
Freaking ant crawling on my arm.
Oh, that ain't good.
That ain't good at all.
Been while fishing outdoors. No video for us tonight either. Couldn't fish last week on our days off and been working overtime. Ugh, yeah. Overtime's nice when you get the paycheck, but getting to that point, not fun.
I don't like working overtime because I don't see it on my paychecks.
Chris from Hooks and Hammocks. Telly and I did our good deed for the day, helping a pleasure boater. Hope if anything ever happens to us, someone will return the favor. Absolutely. That's not a good feeling to be, without power on the water, whether you're on a
Yeah.
lake, river. River's even worse, but no matter what you're on, it's not a good thing.
And that's the thing too, because when we were down there fishing and we came out of the Licking River and the tug was going up the Licking River and went out up there and got two empty barges. There was a barge coming down the river, and when they came out, they were getting ready to set up to fish, and the guy was blowing his horn because he was dead in the water, just floating, and the
Right.
current was about anywhere between 2.5 and 3 mile an hour current.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, he's free flowing just down, can't do anything. Luckily, Chris and them was right there, so they kind of pulled up next to him and at least was holding the boat to where they weren't going all over the place. But that tug that was coming out of the Licking River, and they kind of came out right behind them. So me and Bill was sitting there watching, and finally we decided, like, well, maybe we should reel up and go down and check on them. And this was about a half an hour later. We're sitting there laughing at Chris for not getting the fish while we were fishing, and we went down there. We parked. We kind of we did a circle around them and the other boat, and then I took a picture, and then I kind of just floated there, like, should we help them? And Bill was like, nah, this is too funny to watch Chris not be able to move this big giant pleasure boat.
Oh, wow. That's not very nice.
I said, it is pretty funny, ain't it? And no, really, the rescue boat was coming down, so they came down and they helped them the rest of the way. But we were kind of just more worried that they were going to, with the way the current swings down through there, and the channel, kind of swerves from side to side at times, that it was going to end up pulling that boat towards the center, and those barges, it would make for a much more dangerous situation than if they were to hit the bank or something.
They can't turn, they can't stop. They're going where barges going where it's going.
Yep. Wherever they freaking want.
Yep. Greg Burgess said, I hope people do the same. Yeah, that it really does help. That any type of interaction with a video or live or short, whatever it is, if you hit that thumbs up button, if you leave a comment, whatever you do, YouTube doesn't read comments. YouTube doesn't discriminate on it. If you leave a bad comment other than just being a jerk, it's still an interaction with the video, and it's positive for the creator. And
that's what they're looking at, is the engagement that those videos get.
Mm-hmm. And if you get out there and I'm usually pretty good on mine about, if you've got a different opinion, that's wonderful. It's good if you can conduct yourself like an adult. If you get on there and you just put mean stuff or you're acting like a moron, then I don't feed the trolls. I hit hide user from channel, and you can go find another channel to mess around on, because I don't have time for all that stuff. So ain't nobody got time for that.
Josh has 27 seconds left, or he's going to be called a Bob.
I wonder if it is a. So you think about it, my rods aren't on the bank; they're on a vehicle.
Oh, here we go, trying to.
So is that part of the boat curse? I'm trying to keep Danny and Parker from stringing me up. So I need.
It
I
is a
need.
motorized vehicle.
It is a motorized vehicle. So
I don't know. To the chat, what do you think? Maybe you have to back up just a little bit further and put the wheels in the water.
if I do that, we ain't probably coming out of the water. It's pretty steep back there.
Oh, that's right. You don't drive a Ford.
I know. I made it here.
Really?
I didn't have to call. I didn't have to call a buddy.
Here we go.
You
There's
started it.
Mr. LG Bass. What's up,
Hey,
Tomcat?
Tom. Sleepy Jody in the house.
Well, you made the 1 hour mark and
Yeah.
you couldn't produce.
Right.
Maybe you count as a double skunk then because you're on the bank with your boat truck.
Yeah. That's two skunk. Ooh. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
How not to find a catch, but yeah, Chris, you're absolutely right. Yeah. How not to find. Oh. No. You keep this rolling because that left rod just got.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our show tonight.
No, it got hit again.
That'd be about right.
That left rod is getting hit.
Sure, Josh. We believe you. Here we go. He's gonna play this one out for 10 minutes. Then he's gonna reel in a stick. Parker Pursuit says, "You are forever outcast to the bank fishing clan." Come on, focus.
Did it focus?
It's focused now.
Okay.
Hey, cool cats. QC Brian says, "That's why I pack multi-species tackle bag. LOL. Less chance of a skunk." So now see he switched from a boat angler to a bank angler. Uh-oh. What's he got here, folks? Did he do it?
Yes.
Yeah! Let's go over to this one. That is the species of choice right
That is it.
there.
That's what we were looking for right there.
He did it. Nice job, my friend.
Yay. Gotta get the hook out of his mouth.
So see, he went and switched to bank angling and took him 30 seconds.
You know, all it took
Was knowing that we were going to end.
is no. All it took was Chris Lee trying to talk trash, and the universe will not allow that.
Ooh, Bobcat said don't count.
It going down. It's going in the big bucket. Oh,
Oh man, I was hoping he fell.
I just about did.
No, Jody, that's about the size he's looking for, but they get a lot bigger than that too. The biggest ones I've seen are about pound and a half, 2 pounds, but they even get bigger than that. Parker says you have redeemed yourself, so you are allowed back in the clan. See, look, I told you he would dance at some point in tonight. Greg says if the boat is in the water, then he is fishing from the water.
Thank you.
I ain't caught one in a couple years myself, Jody, but that was up in Mendota. I think we caught them. They were about 1.5 pounds up there, almost 2 pounds. Oh, Benoit says, look at that little pollywoggle.
He gets a little guy.
Little fella. I'm surprised Jody's never caught one, being the big flathead angler she is. You'd think she'd be using them. Benoit says they average a couple pounds up there, and 2 to 3 pounds, some bigger.
Hmm.
Brian B.
What do you say?
He said, "You said clam, big eyeballs. I'm gone." You're killing me. Oh my god, I can't believe you just said that.
Right.
They say that they're flathead candy.
All right. Wow. Got me good. All right, little guy.
I don't know which one is it. There he is.
Yeah, he spined me good too.
Oh, did he? Brian, you could be like that one skit with Chris Rock.
Oh yeah, he got me.
Oh yeah, that's gonna sting for a little bit.
Yeah, it hurts already. I even rubbed it on his belly slime, and it ain't taking it out. So he got his revenge.
Yeah, good deal. I'm glad you you caught that one.
I tell you what, I was watching the other rod kind of get tangled with, and then that one started hitting right when about the time that Danny told me he was disappointed in me, and
You
Chris
seen your
started talking trash.
mm-hmm. and Parker went and kicked you out, and you seen how
Yeah,
fast they turned on you. Just remember that.
Chris, nope, not falling for that.
On that note, Josh needs to get home to the wife so she can take a nap. I need to go get myself some rest and get ready to go back to work tomorrow. So,
Ooh, fun.
hope you guys enjoyed tonight, and we'll figure out what we're doing next week. Which next week we will be doing the drawing
Drawing for June's
for June
top
Top
10.
Cat.
Yep.
So if you
So if
have
you
not
haven't,
went and done that over on the Facebook page, make sure you go to the Catfish Weekly Facebook group and sign up for that, so we can do the drawing next Monday night.
yep, I know for a fact we have at least one sign up, but I don't remember how many we have right now.
I
So,
have not looked, but
I know we have Mr. Yak signed up right out of the gate.
oh,
So he
that's
said
right.
he wanted to be able to show Bob how to catch a fish. So
That is right. So it'd be nice to see Yak do that. If you have any picks for the bragging board next week, make sure you send them to pics@theweekendangler.com. Other than that, Josh, you got anything?
yep. Everybody have a good week.
All
Get
right.
out there and do some fishing. So.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week.